Yeah. Hot. Oh, it's like napalm. This is the hardest, most plasticky feeling one. They really melted together. I don't know if this side of the oven was just hotter, but let's remelt them and see what we can do. Here's the same 3 layers, just refolded onto each other. So this is that solid blue outer layer. It's really melted down to a really nice, pliable piece of plastic. We could laser cut, we could machine, we could do whatever we want with. Really nice and thin and kind of regular. The middle layer here is interesting in that it's like basically clear. This is that layer that was actually more opaque, but it's that inner filter. It's a little more brittle, as you can see, but it's also basically clear. It's very interesting. It remains very thin. These are the same amount of mask bits all melted together. So you can see this one was much thicker. And then finally, this is that other inner layer. You can see it got mixed with a little bit of the blue. They're hard to separate. This is the layer that like basically touches your mouth. It's more opaque and white. My guess is it's probably the same stuff as on the outside, but just white instead of blue for some reason. But this inner layer is very interesting to me. Didn't really realize exactly what this is made out of. These two are definitely polypropylene, it seems. But this one I just see listed as inner absorbent filter layer. So it's supposed to absorb your liquidy spit and stuff. And these sides are both supposed to repel liquid. They're hydrophobic. This is the hydrophilic inside. And so that's what happens when you melt the 3 different parts of a face mask. So this is just a melted, compressed, full 3 layers together. It's not too bad. Peels off really easily off the parchment paper. It's off quite nice after it cools. So this is the result of twice melting the face mask all together without separating the layers. So you have that polypropylene flexiness. You get a little bit of that inner filter being kind of brittle, kind of squished along the edges, but really in the middle parts, and it makes it a little more brittle like that. So if you separate out those outer layers, you can have just the polypropylene and not the inner layers that make it a little more sparkly, fracturable. But you can still melt them into something you can maybe make use of if you don't feel like pulling them apart.